Hello dear students. So in today's class, let us discuss about the mitochondrial electron transport chain. So here you can see the electron transport chain. So this electron transport chain is nothing but it is a series of protein complexes so that to transfer the electron from electron donors to the electron acceptors. So through the redox reactions. Okay, so the oxidation of the metabolites, so that is the small organic molecules, so requires oxygen as the oxidizing agent. So the oxidation is brought about by carriers of electron or hydrogen arranged in a chain of increasing order of the redox potential. So this common metabolic pathway for the flow of electrons from a reduced substrate to the oxygen molecule is known as the electron transport chain. So next let us see what are the electron carriers, so which involved in the electron transport chain. So in electron transport chain, so generally the coenzymes and the cytochromes are involved in the transportation of electrons and the protons. So the coenzymes, so they will carry both the electrons as well as the protons. So the coenzymes, they are nothing but they carry both electron and the proton carriers. So the cytochromes, so they are exclusively the electron carriers. Say they do not carry the H plus ion, the protons. So they exclusively carry only the electrons. So there are several types of chromosomes, cytochromes. So they are designated as B, cytochrome B, C1, C, A and A3. So next let us see the mitochondrial electron transport chain. So here you can see the representation. So this is just a representation of the mitochondrial electron transport chain. So as we discussed, so this mitochondrial electron transport chain, it is a series of protein complexes. So here you can see, so this NADH, so which acts as a reducing agent which undergoes oxidation to form NAD plus. Okay, so at complex 1, so the electron, so when this NADH undergoes oxidation, so the electrons which are released, so that will go into the complex 1. So from the complex 1, so the 4 protons will be pumped from this matrix to the intermembrane space. Okay, so at complex 2, what happens? So this FADH2, so that oxidizes into FAD. So this coenzyme Q picks up the electrons from both the complex 1 and 2 and transport to the complex 3. So at complex 3, so the 4 protons, so here you can see the 4 protons are pumped from this matrix to the intermembrane space. So the cytochrome, the electron carrier, transport those electrons to the complex 4. So at complex 4 what happens? So the 2 protons will be pumped from the matrix to the intermembrane space to form water molecule. So the 20% of the water in the body will be formed during this process in the mitochondria. Okay, so finally what happens? So the ATP synthase is an enzyme, so which pumps protons from the intermembrane space to the matrix from here So this is intermembrane space. From this intermediate intermembrane space, so this ATP synthase will pump the protons into this matrix, so that produces ATP. So that results in the formation of ATP. Okay, so this is the schematic representation of the mitochondrial electron transport chain. So let us discuss about the oxidative phosphorylation. So this oxidative phosphorylation, it is a process, so in which the ATP is formed as a result of the transfer of electrons from NADH or FADH to oxygen by the electron carriers. Okay, so the formation of ATP. So ATP, which is formed by the transfer of electrons from either NADH or FADH2 to oxygen. So by a that results in the formation of ATP. Okay, so this process is takes place in the mitochondria, so which is the major source of ATP in aerobic molecule. So oxidative phosphorylation is the major source of ATP production in aerobic molecules. So let us see the calculation of energy yield during the oxidation of this NADH by O2. So the NADH, so it is a reducing agent, so which undergoes oxidation to form NAD+. So the standard reduction potential of this reaction is minus 0.32 volts. So this oxygen takes up the electrons of the NADH and it reduces into water molecule. So the standard reduction potential for this reaction is 0.816 volts. So if you write the overall reaction, okay, if you write the overall reaction here, so NADH plus H plus half O2 plus half O2, so NAD plus H2. So let us calculate the standard reduction potential for this reaction. So that is, we know that, so the standard electrode potential of oxidizing agent minus the standard electrode potential of reducing agent. So that is 0.816 minus of 0.32, 0. So therefore the standard reduction potential for this overall reaction is 1.136 volts. So similarly, so let us calculate the standard free energy change for this reaction, that is oxidation of NADH by O2. So we know that the standard free energy change is given by minus NF into delta E naught, that is standard reduction potential. So where N is the number of electrons transferred in this reaction. So here you can see, so the two electrons are involved in the reaction, so therefore the value of N is 2. So this is the value of 1 Faraday, and delta E we have calculated here, so that is 1.136 volts. So therefore the standard free energy change for the oxidation of NADH by O2 is minus 219 kilojoules per mole. So this is the amount of the standard free energy change during the oxidation of NADH by O2. So this is minus 219. So that means it is a thermodynamically favorable spontaneous process. So that is, this is an exergonic reaction. So that is thermodynamically favorable. So next we shall calculate the energy yield during the reduction of acetaldehyde by NADH. So here you can observe the reduction of acetaldehyde by NADH. So acetaldehyde, so when it undergoes reduction to form ethanol, so the standard reduction potential for this reaction is minus 0.197 volts. So this NADH, so the formation of NADH by the reduction of NAD plus, for this reaction the standard reduction potential is given by minus 0.320 volts. So if you calculate the change in the standard free energy, that is standard reduction potential, delta E naught is equal to, so that is, this is the standard electrode potential of oxidizing agent minus the standard electrode potential of reducing agent. So that is minus 0.197 minus of 0.320. So therefore the standard reduction potential for the overall reaction is given by 0.123 volts. So next, if you calculate the standard free energy change for this reaction, so that is, we know that the standard free energy change is given by minus NF into delta E naught. So the number of electrons involved in this reaction, as you can see, so there are 2 electrons involved, so therefore N is equal to 2. So the 96.5, the value of 1 Faraday into the standard reduction potential. So therefore the standard reduction potential for this reaction is minus 23.7 kilojoules per mole. So therefore, so this is a negative value. So therefore the reduction of acetaldehyde to NADH by NADH is also a thermodynamically favorable and a spontaneous process, and also it is an exergonic reaction. So next let us see one more type of phosphorylation. So that is called as the substrate level phosphorylation. So the substrate level phosphorylation, it is a metabolic reaction. So the metabolic reaction that results in the formation of ATP by the direct transfer of a phosphoryl group. Okay, so the direct transfer of a phosphoryl group to the ADP to form another phosphorylated compound. Okay, so the substrate level phosphorylation involves the direct transfer of a phosphoryl group to the ADP that finally results in the formation of the ATP molecule. Okay, so substrate level phosphorylation is nothing but it's a metabolic reaction where the ATP is formed by the direct transfer of a phosphoryl group to the ADP to form another phosphorylated compound. So this substrate level phosphorylation occurs in the cytoplasm of the cells during the glycolysis, and also in the Krebs cycle. So here you can see the phosphoenol pyruvate, okay, so which directly transfers one phosphoryl group to the ADP, and this phosphoenol pyruvate gets converted into pyruvate because of the transfer of one phosphoryl group to the ADP, so that the ADP gets phosphorylated into the ATP, so which is called as the substrate level phosphorylation.